Hello everyone, I'm talking kind of quiet because my son is napping, but I just want to do my check-in video. And it is like freezing cold. I had to bundle up after I got home. I had like this nice springy outfit on, and now I'm in like sweats, and I turned the heater way up. So today I went to Weight Watchers and I get on the scale, and it was the same lady that weighed me last week. And last week when I gained a pound, I was like, I'm so bummed. And she's like, well, what's going on? You've gained 3 weeks in a row. And I'm like, well, 3 weeks ago is when I switched from double tracking Points Plus and Smart Points, trying to ease in back to doing just Smart Points. And then I like that 3 weeks ago is when I just started tracking Smart Points. She was like, really? That's so weird. And I said, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back to like the plan that I was doing before Smart Points even rolled out, and not even trying to double track, not, you know, playing the mind games with myself. I'm just gonna go back to doing what was working like week after week after week consistently. She's like, okay. So I get on the scale and she was like, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I said, well, do you want to know what I'm doing? And she's like, yeah. And so I whispered because I didn't want everybody, you know, around to hear. And I was like, I switched back to Points Plus. And she was like, really? That is so interesting. So I had this little conversation, and she was like, well, have you compared? Is it kind of close to Smart Points? And I was like, no, it's not. My day on like 32 Points Plus is about 50 Smart Points. So the way that I need to eat, it just doesn't work with Smart Points. She was like, well, obviously, you know, you found what works for you, keep at it. And it was just so interesting. In my meeting today, our leader was talking about how she kind of hit a wall with her weight, and she had some health problems and stuff, and so she kind of had like doctor's approval to have her weight be like her target weight. She had to like get permission from her boss at Weight Watchers to be like a few pounds over her goal. And she said, but then I switched over to Smart Points, and she's lost 17 pounds since November. And I think that's awesome. And so I just want to say that if Smart Points is working for you and you are following Smart Points like the way that it was intended to be followed, and you're not trying to adapt it to some program like mine where it's high fat, low carb, those two don't go together for me. Anyway, but if you're doing it the way that it was intended to be followed, you know, all things in moderation, you know, you're still eating some grains, you're still finding substitutes for your favorite, you know, treats, it's a lower sugar program, I mean, that's great, go for it. If that is what's working for you and you're following it the way that it was meant to be followed, which is a lower fat, lower sugar diet, then go for it. I'm really excited to keep moving forward with what I'm doing, the Points Plus low carb, high fat. And if you want to see some more like what I eat in a day types of videos, if you're curious about that, just let me know. I just don't want to like, I don't know, bore you with like a lot of videos about what I eat, but if you're curious, let me know because I do enjoy filming them. So today is a really special day, and I've been rambling on long enough, but today is where I hit 30 pounds. 30 pounds. It just feels amazing. Just all the years of just gaining weight and not being able to figure out how to lose it, you know, dealing with thyroid and hormone and stress and depression and all sorts of other issues, and just like crying at night and like crying to God, just saying like, why is this my trial? Like, I'm trying, like I'm doing everything that I know how. You know, when are my efforts going to show up? You know, like when can I get healthy again? You know, because it was years and years before I had my son that like my body was just a mess. From my lowest that I've ever been until I got pregnant, it was 93 pounds that I had gained. That's a lot. that's a lot to gain in, the course of, 6-7 years. And most of that came on in like a 3 to 4 year period. Not all of it, but more than half of it. So it just feels really good. And I know that eating this way is the way that I need to eat for the rest of my life. And that's what's working for me. The other thing that I want to say is that the 3.4 pounds that I lost, to me, I look at that as I lost the 1.8 that I had kind of been toying with, or not toying with, but like just kind of gaining on the Smart Points. And in my last video, I said, I don't think that 1.8 pounds that I gained was necessarily like real body weight. I really think it was some inflammation, some water retention, something just wasn't working. Like it just wasn't the right fit for what my body needed. So this 3.4, in my mind, I look at it as losing the 1.8 that I gained plus another 1 point, I think it's what, 1.6, 1.4, yeah, it would be 1.6. So I lost 1.6 this week. I don't think that I would maintain a 3.4 weight loss ever on any program, and especially not low carb, high fat. Like this is not like, I don't know, it's not like a quick fix. I just don't really believe in quick fixes for weight loss. This is a slow process, and we talked about that at my meeting. We talked about how, it's a battle for some people. I've been a member of Weight Watchers for almost 18 months, and I just hit 30 pounds. And I know that there are some people who joined in January and they've already lost 30 pounds. So I advise anybody who's watching to not compare yourself to anybody else that you see, anybody on the internet, anybody following any of the bazillion diet plans that are out there. Just work on yourself, because the only pounds that matter are the ones that you're losing. It doesn't matter how much Sally Joe has lost or how many pounds she has to lose. The only thing that matters is your life.